You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am excited to be here with you for another amazing episode of the African Father in America podcast. Let me know where you're joining me from, whether you are on YouTube, whether you are on Twitter. Currently, Twitter is known as X, and whether you're on Facebook or LinkedIn. I would love for you to share with me where you are joining me from across the world. I just want to know who is joining me and where are you joining me from. I am really excited. This is my second day of broadcasting the African Father in America podcast after taking a really long break from May of this year until yesterday, until August 1st. I took time off from producing the African Father in America podcast because I had to put all my energy into the Madaraka Festival, the 9th annual Madaraka Festival that was incredible. You know, we had over 25,000 people in total that attended this year's Madaraka Festival. We reached over 30 million people, and Sauti Sol did an incredible job as the headliners. We had King Kaka also performing, Dre's, Anthony Cole, DJ Freddie Mooks, DJ Poison Ivy, among many other artists. One Vibe Band was also there. One Vibe Band is based here in Seattle, Washington, and also in Kisumu, Kenya. And I'm really proud to be involved with all this incredible work. But today, I am here to first share with you an amazing proverb, Bantu. This is a Bantu proverb. Remember, with the African Father in America podcast, our hope and my hope is that you learn something new every time you tune into the African Father in America podcast. My hope is that you learn something new and especially you grasp some African wisdom so that as you start your day, you know, it's 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are currently live on AMP. AMP is an amazing program that is owned by Amazon, who are one of the biggest sponsors of the Madaraka Festival. So if you want to join me there, I really want your company over there as well. So I will share the link to my live AMP broadcast. But I'm also on YouTube, you know, and I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I still want to see your comments down there. I want to know where in the world you are joining me from. So to the proverb for today, and also I have 3 nuggets of wisdom. I have 3 pieces of nuggets of wisdom that I hope that you can take away from today's conversation. Before I go too far, I want to just grab something here. I want to grab an image of the proverb that we are discussing today. This image is going to help me share with you what today's proverb is from the Bantu community in Africa. Only heaven can see the back of a sparrow. Only heaven can see the back of a sparrow. When you see and hear this proverb, what is it that comes to your mind? The picture that my team picked for today's image that represents this proverb is just beautiful. There's a bird there, and I think a sparrow is a bird, you know. And so what this proverb is telling us is that it's very difficult to see the back of a sparrow. It's rare to see the back of a sparrow, and you could be just close to heaven in order for you to be able to see the back of a sparrow. But also there are 3 nuggets of wisdom that I want to add. I do want to know what your own perspective about this proverb is. Only heaven can see the back of a sparrow. What does this mean to you? Share in the comments down below. And also share this video with your community so that we can continue spreading African wisdom one proverb at a time. So this is the first nugget of wisdom related to this proverb. Everyone has their own secrets and struggles that others may not be aware of. Each of us have our own challenges. There are things that I personally just keep to myself. I don't even tell my wife, my daughter, my closest friends. There are things that are just for me, but nobody else is aware about them. They're my personal struggles. They're things that I have to deal with, I have to manage, and so this is the first nugget of wisdom. It's just important to be aware that there are certain things you don't need to know, you just need to let it be. Let go of the desire to know everything about people, because everyone of us has our own secrets that others might not be aware of. We all have our secrets and struggles and challenges, but also things that motivate us, that we want to just keep for ourselves, and it's okay to do that. That's the first nugget of wisdom from today's proverb. The second nugget of wisdom is that we should not judge others without knowing their full story. These days, because we all live on social media, we see something and we quickly judge. We see a story and we quickly take sides. But what this proverb is advising us to do is that we should wait, learn the whole story before we judge other people, because while we are rushing to judge other people, there will be a time for us to be judged. So this proverb is just encouraging us that, hey, don't grab a story and repost it without really trying to understand what could this person who is in a very funny or hilarious situation be going through. Could they be going through a mental health breakdown? Could they be going through a situation that you don't know? So before sharing something, before amplifying something, just look a little bit more into it. And then finally, our final nugget of wisdom says that we must be compassionate and empathetic towards others. I would add also that we must be compassionate and empathetic towards ourselves, because a lot of the time we do this empathy and compassion towards others, but we completely forget about ourselves. I feel that for me personally, taking a break for the whole month of July from broadcasting the African Father in America podcast was one of the ways for me to really show myself compassion and for me to really empathize with myself, because I was completely exhausted. Throughout my life, I have never produced a national tour in the US the way that we did with Madaraka Festival this year. I started producing events in high school, and so organizing Madaraka Festival, starting in Atlanta on May 21st, then going to Dallas on May 24th, then going to Seattle on May 26th, and then going to Los Angeles on May 28th, and then we did a lot of things in between. We produced an episode of the performance of Sauti Sol at KEXP in Seattle. So from Los Angeles we came back to Seattle, and we were also recording a documentary in between all of these things, and then after that we went to New York. On June 3rd we went to New York and we did a sold out show in New York as well. And then on May 4th, we did the last show of the tour in Washington, D.C. So, by the way, if you want to get some of these behind the scene stories about the Madaraka Festival and the impact that the Madaraka Festival has had since 2014 until now, this is where you should be, because besides talking about the Proverbs, besides hosting guests and making this one of the greatest shows ever, I will be talking a lot about how I have been producing Madaraka Festival, the people that I have been working with. I'll be bringing them here. I'll be bringing some of the artists here as well. I'll be bringing potential sponsors. So if you have your own events and you want to connect with some of the sponsors from Madaraka Festival, I will not be hiding all these things. I'll be sharing them. So this is where you can learn. This is where you can not only gain wisdom and African ancestral knowledge through these proverbs, but you can also connect with people that can truly support your business, support your brand, and just support you. You could even get a job through some of the guests and some of the episodes that we will be producing here at the African Father in America podcast. Again, I see that a lot of you are on YouTube. I just want to know where you are joining me from. You can either put the flag of your country in the chat, or you can just type the name of the country where you are, or the city where you are. So in case you're outside of the United States, let me know where in the world you're joining me from. That way I can be aware. Again, if you're just joining us, I want to share the proverb for today, which is an amazing proverb from the Bantu tribe. It says, "Only heaven can see the back of a sparrow." What comes to your mind when you see this proverb? Let me know in the comments as well. I'm just about to wrap up our show here today. If there are any... Oh, I see that Martin is here. Martin Osome is an incredible creative. He's a wonderful part of our team at One Vibe. He edits a lot of the videos that you see on this channel. Some of the short videos you see on this channel, and the videos for Madaraka Festival. By the way, if you want help with social media management, if you want help with videography, whether you are in Tanzania like my wonderful Queen Charlotte Hill O'Neill, I see you. Charlotte is just a force to reckon with, by the way. Thank you for taking your time to join us for today's show. I would love to interview you sometime for the African Father in America podcast. So let me know. Send me a message or leave a comment below in the comment section of this video, so that I know whether you're currently in the US or whether you are in Tanzania. In fact, I was in Kenya recently, and we were able to contribute a lot of music instruments that were donated to us. We sent some to Tanzania, we sent some to Uganda. We are expanding our education, music and art program in Kenya to Tanzania and Uganda. And through the Madaraka Festival, we are creating a platform for East African artists here in the USA. If you look at the touring circuit over the last 10 years, you find that there are very few East African artists that actually are able to figure out how to do a USA tour, and so we are facilitating that for some of the biggest and some of the most talented artists from East Africa and the African diaspora. So I would love for you to go to madarakafestival.com if you want to learn more about this amazing festival. And if you want to watch some of the videos from the recent Madaraka Festival, go to One Vibe TV on YouTube. There's a channel on YouTube called One Vibe TV. You should check it out. I see that my wonderful sister Charlotte is going to be in Seattle in October. I would be honored, to meet you and to plug you in, so that you are a part of some of the things that I'm doing here in Seattle. I can't wait. I'll reach out to make sure we meet face to face this time around. Again, I just thank you all for joining us. Remember, with every episode of the African Father in America podcast, we share new African proverbs. My goal with this show is to be able to protect and preserve and elevate African culture, but particularly African ancestral wisdom. We find it through these proverbs. I remember my mother used to share these proverbs with me as I was growing up back in Kenya. When I did something great, she would compliment me with a proverb. When I did something cheeky, she would rebuke me with a proverb, And sometimes I would just overhear people in the community, sometimes elders, sometimes even children used these proverbs for many, many reasons. So for me as a father here in the diaspora, for my own mental health sake, I share these proverbs. My kids love it. My neighbors are loving it. And it's just beautiful for us to be able to share what our ancestors used to spice their lives and to make their lives better. So with that, we are coming to the end of our show today. Again, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not. I just want to thank you all for being here and for your love and support. Without you, this incredible show would not be happening. So I'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Tomorrow I have a guest. Tomorrow I'm hosting Franco, who is from Burkina Faso. Franco is a very, very talented artist here in Seattle, Washington. He's young, and for me, I'm very passionate about supporting young African artists. Franco is dropping an album this Saturday, and One Vibe Band is backing him for his live performance, which is going to be at Rumba Notes from 7 p.m. Rumba Notes is in Columbia City in South Seattle. So make sure you join us tomorrow to learn about this young Burkina Faso brother who is courageous enough to drop an album right now. But also we will talk to him about the youngest president in Africa is from Burkina Faso. I think his name is Ibrahim Traore, and is doing an amazing job in my opinion. So I want to hear more from somebody who has experienced his leadership as a Burkinabe. With all that, I thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. East African Time. I think it's always around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care of yourselves. Peace and love.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington.